Madge, how disappointing was that? It seemed like kind of nothing went your way.
No, it was disappointing. We put a point on ourselves, I guess, right at the start of the game where, the defence side of things, was probably lacking at the start, and it dripped into our game, and that then rolled into poor completions, and you put pressure on yourself, and we didn't sort that out on the run.
What did you put that down to? Considering last week you started really fast, and today just missed the mark.
Yeah, well, we've got to work through that. There's no reasons why we couldn't have done the same today, but every game's a new game. You've got to turn up mentally ready to go, and whether or not there were little areas in what we need to look at through the week, we'll definitely do that.
Madge, I think Benji just said on Fox that wasn't first grade standard from your team. Is that a fair comment?
Look, there's probably areas of that everyone's got their opinion. So, but we'll have a look at how we played and what we need to do.
He also said that he would expect you to be likely making changes for next week after it. Is that something? Is that accurate?
I'll have another look at the game. We'll go from there. Yeah.
Are you concerned about Jackson Hastings, that the dangerous tackle he was put on report for? Because he was obviously one of your best.
No, he's a rugby league tackle.
Yeah, how frustrating is that for you, mate, as a player to play, as a team, to play quite well last week against the Storm, one of the best teams in the competition, and to play like that today? Like, what is, as a playing group, how frustrating is that, in the first half in particular?
Yeah, I guess it is a bit frustrating. Obviously, last week we, stated a blueprint on how we wanted to play, and I guess it was just lack of preparation for us this week, and we need to be better in that area, especially us as leaders need to drive that as well. So yeah.
What's the most disappointing aspect for you, Madge? Is it just the incompletions? Where were you looking from the box? That was the most frustrating part for you?
Frustrating is what I know this group's capable of, to be honest. We've shown it. We've said it of what we want to do, but we need to own our own areas of our game individually to make sure that the team has the success and builds pressure. We didn't put any pressure on the opposition whatsoever throughout the game, and if you're going to do that, well, you put it upon yourself. So, we didn't get our kicks to the corners, and we didn't have the same D line. So we know that we're capable of doing that. So we've got to go to our style of how we want to play. And you obviously got an opposition that's going to try and take you away from that, but everyone's got to work towards that.
You said that you didn't have it was just lack of preparation today. Can you explain that a bit more?
No, I guess the mental side of things, we need to be better there. So yeah.
Is that something like as a leadership group you're talking about there, like the 5 or so of you didn't?
Oh, just a collective. It's the whole team thing. So yeah, we need to be better.
Most times last year you weren't quite upset with the effort. Like most times you were pretty happy with it. Like today, do you feel any different? Do you feel like that side of it was fine from?
Oh, I think there was areas in our effort that definitely could have been better, for sure. You've got to turn up committed every single time you turn up to a rugby league game. It was disappointing areas out there from effort. But that's individually and as a team, we need to make sure that they're the things that you build within your jersey, isn't it?
And what about the application of the game plan? Could you tell us how different it is with new halves and Jake Simpkin as well, who hasn't played too much football? How different the style are you guys playing? And has that been difficult to translate onto the field this year?
No, not at all. I think at one stage there we're at 40% completion. I mean, to build pressure on any opposition is always difficult, but you've got to be able to win that back throughout a game. Our game plan is very simple, and it's the boys can execute that. We've shown that, so we've got to make sure that that's our game that we've got to go to, and taking responsibility on whether it's a pass or the pressure and understanding where the game's at. We weren't smart in that area. We didn't play a smart game today. We've got to understand that sometimes a game's going to go against you and momentum's going to go against you. So how do you play at that moment in time to flip it around? So we need to be smarter in that area, and that's everyone, not just our spine. It's an individual making a choice about a pass and those sorts of things as well.
You mentioned Jackson a bit earlier, 180 metres I think from your 5'8". I mean, if you're looking for positives, he was probably one of the bigger ones today.
Yeah, look, they're all trying out there. I see that every single day. But the boys know what we need to do, and there's a big belief around how we want to play the game. So we've got to make sure that we get the standards right, so then we can produce the footy that we know we can.
Well,
thoughts on Newcastle match? They had a few out today, probably there for the taking. But
Oh, they played well.
What's the mood in there? Both of you, what's the mood like in that dressing room after the match? Is it one of sort of anger? Is it frustration? What's the general mood after a performance?
Oh, it's
like
disappointing. You know, I've got a committed group. I've got a group that's really committed to their training, and you know, we've obviously talked about the capabilities of what we are. So yeah, we've been you know, kicked a bit at the moment. So we just got to make sure we go back to working on what we need to do this week.
Jake's time on that?
He should be close. He should be close.
What was the reason for his...
He had a little bit of a twinge in his hamstring, but he'll be fine, I think.
Can I just quickly ask, concussion? There was a couple of incidents there in the first half where he had one of the players knocked out, and then the play was stopped only once the bunker interfered while the trainer was asking for play to stop. Like, is it at the moment? Is it hard to kind of get your head around as a coach?
Oh, I'm not going to go make an excuse around our performance,
No.
but they definitely need to have a look at that. I thought some of the decisions around how and when that it comes into play, we had people rotating all over the place at one stage, but you know, I'm not going to take that away from where we need to be as from a performance.
Was there confusion over the Noffa one as well? That one he almost said like he didn't remember a hit as he was coming off.
Yeah, I'm still trying to work that one out.
And if they did go back for a hit to his head and it was in a tackle, should it not have been a penalty for a high tackle in that point?
Those things need to be sorted out. You know, it definitely needs to have a good look at it, because you know, you've got someone that's not here getting a feel for what's going on, and mate, Dave Nofaluma said he had nothing wrong with him. So I guess trying to work out what is right and wrong in that space is something there that game's definitely got to get a hold of. Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of changes, but as I say, I'm not taking that away from where we need to be as a